What is the mitochondria? The mitochondria is an organelle in the cell in which cellular respiration takes place. Cellular respiration is a metabolic process that uses oxygen to generate adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, by extracting energy from sugars, fats, and other fuels. The mitochondria has two membranes surrounding it, each made up of a phospholipid bilayer. These membranes are called the outer membrane and the inner membrane. The outer membrane is smooth and separates the inner membrane space from the cytosol within the cell. The inner membrane is convoluted with cristae, which are infoldings that increase the surface area of the mitochondria. This is important because the increased surface area allows an increase in cellular respiration productivity, resulting in more energy. The two different membranes are important because they allow the mitochondria to have two different compartments so that cellular respiration can take place. The first compartment is the inner membrane space, which is the narrow region between the inner and outer membranes. The inner membrane space is important because it helps to coordinate mitochondrial interactions with other cellular processes. The second compartment is the mitochondrial matrix, which is surrounded by the inner membrane. The mitochondrial matrix is a viscous fluid that contains various different enzymes, mitochondrial DNA, and ribosomes. Why would the mitochondria have DNA, you might ask? Well, because the DNA programs the synthesis of some of their own proteins, which are made on the ribosomes within the organelle. Having their own DNA allows them to be somewhat independent of the other organelles within the cell. The mitochondria generates most of the energy needed for biochemical processes. It is able to do this because the mitochondrial matrix is an optimal environment for oxidative phosphorylation to occur, as well as the Krebs cycle. In oxidative phosphorylation, adenosine diphosphate, or ADP, is transformed into adenosine triphosphate, ATP, through the addition of a phosphate group to ADP. ATP is a usable form of energy for bodily processes. The inner membrane is particularly important in oxidative phosphorylation because embedded within it are enzymes integral to this process. The Krebs cycle is a chain of reactions occurring in the mitochondria through which almost all living cells produce energy. The Krebs cycle produces CO2, NADH, FADH2, and ATP. NADH is important because it can then provoke the precursor to oxidative phosphorylation all over again, which results in even more ATP. The mitochondria then pumps this ATP into the cytosol where it is needed so that energy can be used for cellular processes. What if things go wrong, you might wonder? Animals and humans cannot survive without the mitochondria. If the mitochondria's ability to enact the Krebs cycle or oxidative phosphorylation is blocked or malfunctions, the concentration of ATP decreases. This results in a lack of energy, which can lead to cell damage or death. Things that may cause this malfunction could be altered pH, high or low, of the mitochondrial matrix, impaired protein function of the proteins within the inner membrane, or loss of DNA important to protein synthesis. Overall, the mitochondria is important because it produces most of the energy used in the body. Energy is needed in order to enact any active process within the body. Put simply, without energy, organisms cannot survive.